City & Guilds, we work in education. We're passionate about delivering and developing skills for people and organisations for personal and economic growth. City & Guilds is about connecting skills to employment. It's about helping people get into a job, onto a job and progression into the next job. Our challenges that we had with telecommunications was very much, it wasn't seen as a strategic enabler, and now it is today. Azzurri took a step back, looked at that bigger picture and helped us with that roadmap and that vision. They deliver the services that we need as a business, but actually take a bigger picture and understand how it all connects up. We've seen financial benefits in terms of cost savings. We've been able to use those cost savings to enable new capability, improving productivity across our business. I'd recommend Azzurri because I think they're an honest and open partner, professional, dedicated and passionate about what they do. They understand the business challenges and they've proven to City & Guilds and to me that they can deliver. As a business, we can now work anytime, any place, anywhere. In terms of the challenge that we set Azzurri, our challenge was very much of our telecommunications hadn't been really thought of as a strategic asset to City & Guilds. We had we had multiple carriers that were managing our fixed line and mobiles. We didn't really have a corporate Wi-Fi solution. We had a very old aging BlackBerry estate. Our telephony, our internal telephony system and our contact centre solution that we had were working on two separate environments, which gave us a challenge of we want to do flexible working. It needs to work in a cost-effective manner. And more importantly, it needs to review out how does it help improve our services that we deliver to our customers. We went to an extensive RFP and we asked a set of challenging questions of how can you help us? We are not telephony experts by any stretch of the means, but we wanted to go to the market and find out who was the right provider that wasn't just looking at the bog standard fixed lines and mobiles, but there's actually looking at the bigger, wider picture of what we wanted to achieve as a business. And Azzurri was that strategic partner that actually looked at the bigger picture and then actually helped inform our strategy and our roadmaps. And this is where we then end up with the end result today. So our journey has had three phases. One is the commoditised element in terms of what we need to do from that fixed line of mobiles. But then how do we then actually get the right telephony communication solution so people can work anytime, any place, anywhere. We have a desktop that follows you, but your phone never followed you. So now we have the capability where your phone does work regardless of location that you need. And then it's how actually leveraging, moving more to the cloud. So rather than having things still traditionally which was all on-premise, it's now fully outsourced in a fully private managed cloud by Azzurri, where we no longer want to manage telecommunications because there's expert providers that do a lot more cost effectively for what we want to do. And in this journey we've actually flipped the model. So rather than before we'd have these traditional big capital outlay projects, we're now in a position where we now have it as a P&L and a standard and normal cost that we have at City & Guilds that can be predictable. It can scale up for my business needs as and when we need it, and it can also scale down. So we've now actually got a lot more capability for us now as a business by actually now leveraging and using more of these cloud-based services than what we would have had traditionally, which would have been on that on-premise with a support agreement. I think the approaches that we did, it aligns to a strategy. It aligns to how do we enable our business to go quicker, to go faster? How can we enable our business not to be constrained to sitting at a particular desk when we need a mobile and a mobility workforce? How can we do this more cost effectively? These things are now commoditized. They should just work. It shouldn't be keeping me awake at night that we have to back up, think about disaster recovery. This is what, the reasons why we've then chosen them, that it's unlocking my business and also it's unlocking the potential of what we do in IT, that we're actually focused on products and services rather than the commoditized aspects of telecommunications today. Azzurri took us through their solutions in a number of ways, from looking at from the bigger picture and the high level, through what does it actually mean for us technically and the technical solutions that presents. So it's very much going through sort of standard project methodology in terms of how to deliver those services. And actually they've got the templates now ready to deploy in terms of how we now take on and actually give and go live with a particular service. So they took us through the full project life cycle each time. And again, it was very much around that collegiate and working together as a team. The solutions that were agreed were first of all the fixed lines and mobiles. Then it was then actually moving on to delivering us an optimal mobile estate, looking then at Wi-Fi capability, upgrading our Maintel environment, and then fully outsourcing our internal telephony, moving on to managed voice, which is their Icon Communicate services, and then leveraging off that a contact center solution with a seamless networking infrastructure underpinning that. We have a number of services that we use from Azzurri, and it's all powered by the Icon platform that they offer. So that includes our managed voice telephony solution, our contact center solution, our mobility and our mobile solution, and also that gateway that actually helps connect up the networks to City and Guilds. Azzurri's approach was very much open and honesty, explained to us this is what we could do, and also being that strategic partner saying that these are the things that weren't quite ready or wasn't quite right for us then. It was a partner that could come in and understand the estate and very much working with us as a team. It's about the extension of us as a team, no longer just you are the supplier and I'm the customer. It's about how we work together, and I think that's what sets Azzurri apart. And also they have passion and they care, and they actually understand what it means for our telecommunications, how important it is for what it means for us as our business in terms of actually helping connect those skills into employment. We've seen a number of benefits. I think obviously we can start off with the simple ones, which are the financials. So if we look at the fixed line and mobiles, the consolidating the spend, we saved over 20% on those costs. And then if we then look at what we've now done in terms of moving over to that managed voice solution, we've got this capability where we can now use any phone in any place at City and Guilds. That's now actually saving me £50,000 a year, and also has given me that pay-per-use model for what we've got. Not only do we have a more cost-effective solution with the contact centre, we've actually flipped the model. So whereas before we would have significant capital injections, we've now actually run this all out of the P&L. And again, it's these savings that we've been able to make, that we've been able to run this through with our P&L. And also there's lots of other benefits, not just the hot desking, but also that collaboration and working that we have today. I think if we look at the time that we are now saving, we're no longer managing our contact centre solution that we was doing previously, because it's now seamless, that it now works. So again, we're no longer having to manage that in any way. That's now fully outsourced, where we used to have one person that was sort of dedicated to managing a contact centre solution. And I think the other thing we have is the managed voice. Again, whereby before we had to plug phones in and unplug phones, it's now you just rock up and you just put a number in. So again, we've saved a lot of time in terms of having to be able to do that desktop deployment of your devices. So we've saved a huge amount of time in overtime, whereby we had to move phones out of hours because it was disruptive. That's no longer the case. In terms of cost, cash is king in any organisation. We've managed to be able to reduce our spend and use that spend to reinvest back into the business to actually enable us to do that truly collaborative environment. So we've reduced our fixed line and mobiles by 20%, and we're moving on to the managed voice solution. We're actually making a £50,000 a year, every year saving. So if we look at now where we are at City and Guilds, we are a global business. Our CEO cannot be in every single country personally delivering messages. So I've fully embraced cloud, looking at Office 365. So we now have information in terms of blogging, news feeds, updates. We are now connected as a global organisation and being able to share information and documents in all those different offices. And that then also then starts playing on our Microsoft Link, which is again is a true enabler for what we need to do as a business in terms of instant messaging presence and video conferencing. So we now have a business that can share documentation and information, has now seamless access to video, and this is truly enabling us for what we need to do. And we're now using the power of the cloud, again, rather than using the on-premise type of solutions that enables me to go quicker, faster and scalable and at pace, aligned to what we're doing with our telecommunication strategy as well. Some very simple examples is we can't control the weather. So as in the UK business, in terms of our regional offices, we've been able to move people or actually divert calls in seconds rather than what we had with the previous solutions would actually take hours. Again, it's not disrupting our business, it's us being able to still provide that service regardless of what's happening with the weather. And the other one would be in terms of a contact centre solution, whereby we've now got a very robust disaster recovery and failover. And again, if there is an issue, those things now fail over seamlessly, which is not disrupting my business. The days of having one partner that does it all, it's not there anymore. And I think we now need to make sure that we can work with a collection of partners. And that's where we've been able to work with Azzurri, and we've actually worked with all our other providers, especially for the networks, so that we still get that benefit. We achieve what we need for me as an end customer, and it's very much working in collaboration with those various partners that Azzurri and the other partners have been able to do and achieve. There's actually then realised the benefits. Leveraging off this investment of moving these to services, we've now enabled our business to now create a new revenue channel, which is actually now going direct to consumer or direct to our customers that we wouldn't have been able to achieve previously. And also the capabilities that we now have in terms of working with our learners is actually more social rich, and we can now use social media channels for the future as well, which again is going to help us on our purpose of connecting skills into employment. So, no, we didn't have any experience with Azzurri before, but what I can say our experience is now is a very good experience, working both at the operational and at the strategic level. From an operational perspective, Azzurri are passionate about services, and they're now delivering me the right service for what we need as a business with our fully outsourced contact centre solution and our managed voice. And from a strategic perspective, helping me join the dots to enable new capabilities such as soft phones that we're now looking to bring into the estates as well. I found the Azzurri experience a good experience. I think it's fair to say that there can always be technical challenges with any of the projects and programs, but Azzurri work very closely and collaboratively with the teams, and we've delivered on time and we've delivered on budget, and the team are very happy and supportive as well. So I found the Azzurri experience a good experience, and it's one that I'd recommend. I'd recommend Azzurri because I think they're an honest and open partner. I think they have the vision and the breadth of services that will actually help you transform what you need to do as your business. They understand the business challenges, and they've proven to City and Guilds and to me that they can deliver.